Today, we're going to talk about how water infiltrates electrical services, specifically electrical panels inside houses. This is one way it happens. So let's start by, let's start on the roof. That's where this all begins. So here is your electrical service drop. So this is where the utility company brings power to the house. Once they splice that, you take ownership. So there's a cable running down here in this mess that belongs to the homeowner. Let's look at that a little bit closer. So this cable, this gray cable, in this case, is split open. It is decayed, and now water can get inside this cable and use it as a pathway. And where it ends up is, this is the same cable coming down, and now it's got water inside of it. So it ends up inside this meter socket, and then it will often continue down after the utility company has determined how much electricity you're using. That electricity is coming into your house. This is going to go into your basement in New England. This is central Massachusetts. And then when we pull the panel cover off, in a case like this where water's been infiltrating for a while, one of the first things I notice is corrosion at the bottom of the panel, which isn't the heart of the problem. The heart of the problem is oftentimes here, because we have basements, our panel, the cable is coming in at the top of the panel. So up here is where that gray cable on the outside comes in, and inside that cable are several wires. So these black wires here that feed the main breaker are inside of that gray cable. All right. So if you look here, you can see where there's corrosion up here. That's where the water is dripping off. This is sort of a low point in that cable or in those wires. So that water comes down here and works behind the circuit breakers, through the circuit breakers, all the way down to the bottom, which is why you're seeing it at the bottom. But as it's doing that, as it's working its way down and through, you're getting corrosion at your connections, and you're getting corrosion behind the circuit breakers, most likely. So as home inspectors, we can't pull circuit breakers off. We can pull the panel cover off to see what's going on in there, but we can't go as deep as an electrician. So in this case, we're definitely recommending that an electrician looks at it. But we can already see damage like this too, where this 50 amp circuit breaker that's supplying power to a range is actually not seated, and you can see corrosion behind it. Things like this create a poor connection, and poor connections create heat, and we don't want heat in an electrical panel. All right, so that's kind of the basics. That's one way that electrical water can come in through an electrical service. Hope you enjoyed.